What up, though? It's early. Let me get this here shared up real quick. Shared out. Now, make sure everybody take a chance to, take a step back and look at the weather. I haven't looked at the weather here, so that's definitely something you guys need to take heed to. Um, so always, most importantly, check out the weather. All right, when you're dealing with MLB. But let me get this shared up real quick, and I'm gonna just dive straight into it because I know it's early and ain't nobody up, and I'm a third shifter, so it is what it is with that situation there. All right. So now that that's shared up there, and then we don't have a lot of lines out either. Okay, so that's another thing that you could have a lot of lines out. That's another thing that we have to pay attention to as well. All right, not a lot of lines, and make sure you guys check out the weather. Okay, let me get a screen up here, and then I'll just go straight on through it. You know how we do it. Okay, so definitely mm, okay. Definitely make sure you guys oh, I can't stress it enough, checking the weather. All right, so first things first. We don't have all the lines out. I told you guys that. All right. So let's just get right to it. So the first games right here, we have we got a double header here with the the Dodgers at Colorado. Okay, so at Coors Field, this is where they put up the most runs at. You know what I'm saying? The most home runs, yada yada yada. Like I said, make sure you check the weather, and it's gonna go down. All right, it's 3 games that I expect to pop the fuck off. All right, so Colorado, smallest ballparks to create home runs and runs and things of that nature here. So make sure, all right, you check the weather, and whoever can hit a home run should hit a home run in both of these games. Okay, so whoever. All right, we don't have pitchers out. These lines aren't on the aren't on the board right now. They're gonna come out at 10.5 or better. All right, so home run centric here. All right, for both of these games, we got 2 games. All right, and there's another game. I'll get to in a second. Cincinnati Reds at Cleveland Guardians. We have Hunter Green on the mound, Lucas Giolito on the mound. Not one of my favorite games right now. Cleveland, I rarely target pitchers for strikeouts here. But Hunter Green is a different beast. He's got some of the best K shit on the board. All right, so that's one thing that you could that's one thing that you can hang your hat on. Now, excuse me. Giolito has some pretty decent K stuff himself. Um, mm, but he really gives up a lot of home runs. All right, but like I said, I this is not one of my favorite games. It's close to the end of the year. I couldn't talk you off anything here. I'm probably gonna stay away from it personally, but I couldn't talk you off anything. To tell you the truth. I'm just probably going to stay off of it personally. If anybody knows me, Hunter Green, that's my guy. He's got really great K stuff. Giolito has good stuff too. Both of these guys can give up a home run, and Cleveland hasn't. They're not a high strikeout team. Now, Hunter Green, he's had 7 strikeouts or more in two of his last 3 games, and 6 strikeouts or better in each and every last one. But like I said, I don't target this Cleveland team for strikeouts. Next game here, we're going to talk about the Washington Nationals at Baltimore Orioles. Now, one thing about Josiah Gray is he goes on the road, he pitches better on the road. That's one thing we do know. Kyle Bradish, he's been pretty good at home, all right? So what I was looking at here was going to be I want to catch it. I wanted to catch it at 17.5. I couldn't, okay? But we don't have lines out. Yes, we do. I wanted to catch his pitching outs at 17.5, but I couldn't catch it at 17.5. So I'm not going to go to the 18.5, even though he's shown the ability to hit that. And then in this last few games, let me see. Let me give you guys a rundown here. Um, who was that? Not great. That's Kyle Bradish, right? So his pitching outs has went something like this. He's hit 18 outs at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 of his last 17 games, he's hit 18 in the house outs. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five of those games, he hit 18 and a half. The hook is, I'm a monitor to this. If it goes down to 17 and a half, then I'll take a stab at it, no matter if it's a parlay piece or not. But other than that, I can't really. I don't like the hook. All right. So I do bet a lot of pitching outs. If it comes out to 17 and a half, I'll jump on it. He's hit it at 15 out of his last 17 games. As far as the side in this one here, um, it'll probably be Baltimore Orioles or nothing for me in this spot, but I might not bet it. All right. Favorite bats here is going to end up being probably Gunnar Henderson and who do I have on? Anthony Santana and probably Gunnar Henderson. All right. But I'm not running to the window or nothing like that, tell you the truth. Those are just some leans here. All right. Just some leans. Okay. Next game I'm gonna talk about is going to be the let me see right here. Okay, we got Kansas City Royals at Detroit Tigers here. This is another game that's not on the board, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about it real quick. We got Zach Greinke. He's scheduled to pitch, and then I think it's gonna be Olsen. All right, so Zach Greinke, like no, all right, just hell fucking no. All right, so I got a bat, and I got a bat I want to talk about, and I'm gonna talk about Greinke. Okay. So let's talk about Grinky first. Okay. Um, I'll give you guys some of his splits. Okay. So let's just talk about how ass he is. All right. And it's going to be a segue to my next play. All right. So at home, of course, they're on the road. At home, 3.75 ERA. On the road, 7.31 ERA. All right. He's lefties and righties right here. He's pitching his worst to lefties. All right. In general, on the road, away versus lefties. I mean, in general, 328 batting average on the road versus lefties, 350. 679 slugging versus lefties on the road. And then in general, a 578 slugging. On the road, he has 25 home runs in total, and 17 of those home runs have come on the road. All right. So that's a segue to my next play, which is going to be Kerry Carpenter. That's going to be my favorite bat over here for Detroit. The splits line right up for him. Going up against Greinke, whose pitches his worst to left-hand batters. Then you get somebody like Kerry Carpenter, who's I'll just go straight to his advanced stats here. At home versus right-hand pitching, he is batting. Let me see. That's standard. Let's go to some advanced numbers here. At home versus right-hand pitchers, a 20.5% K rate. That's probably average as they come. No, at home versus righties, 23.9% K rate. Batting average at 335, slugging at 497, 872 OPS. Isolated power could be higher, but 139 WRC plus. So it is what it is. For sure, Richmond. Bringing the ground a little bit early so I can get off of it and I can start looking back at football. And we really waiting for NBA. So that's what I'm looking at here. You can look at Kerry Carpenter for his runs and RBIs. Prop should come out at 1.5. So that's what I'm looking at right there. Of course, somebody like I'm just leave it at that. All right. So I expect them to touch Greinke up. All right. Torkelson, somebody who got power. He can hit a home run in this situation, some shit like that. Okay. Next game here we're going to talk about is going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates at Philadelphia Phillies, a game which I'm really, really undecided on. I don't know who the pitcher is for Pittsburgh Pirates. Aaron Nola on the mound. He's played 31 games. He's pitched 31 games. He's given up 31 home runs. I couldn't talk you off some of his numbers. I probably won't be betting it. One thing I'll tell you right, Pittsburgh versus right-hand pitching. And we can look at the last 30 days. We can go with WRC plus here. Pittsburgh, a 101 WRC plus with a 23.7 K rate last 30 days. Last 14 days, you can look at Pittsburgh. They fourth in WRC plus at 125 and 338 plate appearances. And then the last 7 days, Pittsburgh versus right-hand pitching, they fourth with a 25.3 K rate and a 143 WRC plus. They've shown ability to hit righties, as I'm just showing you right now. So we have what do we have? We don't have any lines out for this game, but like I said, they've shown ability to hit righties. Pittsburgh, they'll fuck some shit up for you. And then Philly, you know what I'm saying? If you get somebody like Keller on the mound, they've shown ability to hit lefties and righties here and there. So you never know. We don't have any lines, so I can't go off anything, but I'm just stating the facts right now. All right. New York Yankees at Toronto Blue Jays. I don't have anything for this game outside of the fact that Kevin Gausman has faced this New York team 3 times. All right. In these 3 games, he's had double-digit Ks in each and every last one of them. He's been owning them. Okay. I'll have to go to his strikeouts at over 7.5. Not be crazy with it, but I'm gonna have to go to it on PrizePicks. I already have it locked in. I just don't have anything else locked in with it. Over 7.5 strikeouts. He's got 10 or better in each and every last game versus them. This game we are sitting on a no one's first inning candidate here. Michael King, he's been pitching. That's his name, Michael King. He's been pitching really, really good. He had really, really decent strikeout numbers versus this team as well. I probably won't be betting it though. However, and the outs. Okay, so a parlay piece here. Sitting at a minus 170. It's a parlay piece. You get Gausman outs sitting at 17.5, which means he has to pitch 6 innings, finish 6 innings. Sign me up for that. It is what it is. If you want only book that lets you put outs and pitching and strikeouts in the same in the same game parlay is going to be Caesars. I will take the 17.5 outs and his strikeout props on Caesars. That'll give me plus money. I don't have a side in this game. If I had to just take one, it would probably be Toronto Blue Jays, but I don't have a side in this one. And like I said, I can't take nothing away from King. He's been pitching really, really good. Converted starting role right now. And it's a no one's first inning here. All right, so that's my no one first inning play. You can get that no one's first inning at minus 130. I did have a same game parlay that I was trying to explore right here. We have an over under a 7, so we expect to be a nice pitching matchup. I was looking at the under 1.5 runs for the first inning, under 1.5. Then I was looking at 6 strikeouts for Gausman and under 4.5 runs for the first 5, but I'm skeptical. I haven't locked it in yet. That's a minus 109, a bankroll builder. We will see. All right. Next game on the docket we're going to look at is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox, which I don't want to wreck my brain. I don't want to dig too deep and try to find shit like that. So what I'm looking at is going to be Rafael Devers. He's 5 for 8 versus Eflin. 1 single, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. Do as you will with that. I'm going to keep it moving. Next game on the docket here, Miami Marlins at New York Mets. We have Braxton Garrett on the mound, and we have Joey Lucchesi on the mound. All right. Not one of my favorite games. I need Marlins to lose some games for my Cubs to make it to the end for that wild card spot, but that's a different scenario here. So I don't know who's going to be in the lineup for these games here, but I'll tell you like this. Miami, they got some lefty killers over here. That's one thing they do. And One of those motherfuckers is gonna be um Jorge Soler. All right. He's got a 121 OPS versus lefties here. Let's take a look at some of his splits real quick. I don't want to make this video super long, but let's take a look at some of his splits right here, some of his power numbers versus lefties to see how it's been a while. All right. See see how it fares right now. All right. So they are going to be on the road. Okay, so they're going to be on the road. So Jorge Soler, look at some of his splits versus left hand bat pitching here. Let's see. So let's see. He let me just go straight to his advanced number so I can see what it looked like. I'm looking for power here. So home versus lefties, away versus lefties, home. Okay, so on the road versus he's got good power. All right, he does strike out 24.6, average 263 batting average, a 649 slugging. That's on the road versus lefties versus at home versus lefty at a 780 slugging, 1,000 OPS, 386 OPS versus lefties. I mean, isolated power versus lefties on the road at home. So he's better at home versus lefties with a 480 isolated power versus a 386. Both of them great. WIC plus at home versus lefties 210, and then on the road versus lefties 136. It's a possibility that he's better on the road in general versus lefties and righties, but yeah, the power is there. We know who he is. Next guy versus lefties, you're gonna look at Jake Berger. Okay, those guys are 1A and 1B home run candidates for me. Jake Berger. Let's take a quick look at Jake Berger real fast. Both of these guys, even Josh Bell, all right, all those guys are good versus um, left hand pitching. Because I want to take one of these guys for a home run. First, I want to check the weather, but I do want to I want to take one of these guys for a home run. I probably want to take both of these guys. I want to see. What Burgers his splits are looking like. Okay, so the same type of batter. All right, away versus lefties, his slugging is sitting at so at home versus lefties, Jake Berger has a 300. He's batting 300 at home versus lefties versus away 224. But the power is still there. Slugging at home 770, 717. Damn. Versus lefties at home and 507 on away versus lefties. Berger OPS 1,100 versus lefties at home 785. So it drops a little bit. But at home versus lefties, he's in fuego. 192 WRC plus versus on the road 108 WRC plus, which is still average, he's still hitting for power. So that's how we're gonna decipher that. Josh Bell is another guy who hits lefties well. The only two bats who I'm really thinking about on the New York Mets side is going to be Alonso and Francisco Lindor. Lindor, he's 4 for 12 with 2 home runs, a single, and a double. Peter Alonso is 4 for 13 with 3 singles and a home run versus Braxton Garrett. All right, spent a lot of time on that. Shouldn't have spent that much time on it. Let's speed through the rest of this one here. All right, so what do we got here? Chicago. Oh my God, Chicago Cubs at Atlanta Braves. My Chicago Cubs at Atlanta Braves here. It's gonna be crazy here, but Justin Steele, he's the man of steel for us. He's the best pitcher we got. He's really good. Last 2 games, he's been selling. Bryce Elder, not one of my favorite pitchers here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right. So do what you want to do with this shit here. Chicago, we got 2 fucking tough ass series between Atlanta and Milwaukee to close out the goddamn season. All right, this is gonna be crazy. Now, the game is predicated off pitching and stuff like that. I do think the Cubs are going to put up runs on Elder here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to win this game. All right. So talk about some bats. I'm not even going to talk about any Cubs bats, and I shouldn't be talking about any Atlanta bats, because this is probably the best offense I've probably ever seen in my life. Tell you the truth. But I'm gonna tell you a few things about these guys. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you a few things about a couple batters here, a couple batters here from Atlanta side. All right. First guy we're gonna talk about is these are splits that you need to know. All right. Ozzy Albies, okay. So this guy, let me talk about Ozzy Albies real fast. Okay. So look, man. And we're gonna go straight to oh shit, I didn't mean to push that. We're gonna go straight to some of his splits here, okay? So check this out. All right. Now the Braves are going to be at home. All right. So at home versus lefties, he is batting 384. All right. He's batting 384. It's just absurd. No, that's in general. In general versus lefties, he's batting 384. At home versus lefties, he's batting 439. Like, bro, this motherfucker is unfucking real, okay? Like, cut it the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? This boy is off the chain. And that's why it's good to know splits and yada, yada, yada. He's at home versus lefties, his K rate is 11.6, averaging 439 at home versus lefties, 732 slugging, 1,100, almost a 1,200 OPS with 294 isolated power, 211 WRC plus. That's phenomenal, man. That's phenomenal. Next guy, Ozuna. Big Ozuna, right? Big Ozuna, right? Right. That's right. Big Ozuna. So, let's just go to his straight to his advanced numbers, all right? So we can cut to the damn chase. At home versus lefties, he got a 12% K rate. Only 12. Like, I'm not striking out, right? 386 batting average, 818 slugging, 1278 WRC plus, 432 isolated power. Okay. Like, yeah, be serious. A 233 WRC plus. All right. In Fue, I was muted. I don't know how long I was muted, but let me go through this shit one more time. I hope y'all heard about the Ozzy Albies, but here, let's say it one more time. At home versus lefties, 12% walk rate, 12% K rate. That's very low. 386 batting average, 460, almost 500 on base percentage, 818 slugging, 1278 OPS, 432 isolated power, 233 WRC plus. I don't even think I've seen a WRC plus at 233. And the next guy I would bring up here would probably be Acuna, but I'm not even going to bring up his numbers, okay? However, it's just absurd. All right, it's just absurd. So do as you will with that information. I'm only going to talk about those guys right there. But like I said, if Justin Steele's got his pitching cap on, the Cubs got a chance here. So that's it right there. I'm gonna just talk about those two batters. The rest of the team is self-explanatory. You guys already know the deal with them. All right. Oakland Athletics at Minnesota Twins. Not a game I really want to target here. I was looking at Zach Geloff. Okay, Zach Geloff. I was looking at him. I think he's in a good spot here versus somebody like Bailey Ober. I don't have nothing for this game here. All right. Arizona Diamondbacks at Chicago White Sox. This is the third game here outside of the two Coors games here that I really think that runs can be put up in this one here. You could look, barring whatever the weather is, hits, runs, and RBIs, everything is in play here. My favorite prop, hits, runs, and RBIs. I like it. Okay, I like all of it. All right. So let's see. White Sox. I mean, you can look at Andrew Vaughn, Christian Walker, Corbin Carroll, Eloy Jimenez, Ketel Marte, Luis Robert, Tommy Pham, Tim Anderson, even. All right. All their hits, runs, and RBIs are sitting at 1.5 over at 1.5. All right. And some of them might be parlay piece. Corbin Carroll, parlay piece right there. But everybody else, like Ketel Marte, and then home run candidates like Luis Robert, even his runs and RBIs is sitting at a -115. Okay. So yeah, I like this game. Both of these pitchers are straight up ass, man. You've got Jose Urena. He's getting up 1,000 OPS versus lefties and 1,000 OPS versus righties. You have Zach Davies, 800 plus OPS versus lefties and righties. Like, no, okay? Like, yeah, I expect runs to be put up in this one here. It should be a get money game from a same game parlay aspect, hits, whatever the case may be, all right? So that's how I'm going to play this one here. Home run candidates, Luis Robert, all the motherfuckers in play. St. Louis Cardinals at Milwaukee Brewers. We got Hauser on the mound. We got Zach Thompson on the mound. And if it ain't, anytime we get a lefty on a mound versus Contreras, sign me up. All right. Give me Contreras. Give me his hits, runs, and RBIs all the way up to a home run. Last time I recommended him, he hit it. Actually was versus versus Thompson last week. He just gave him 2 hits and a run. That was good for his hits, runs, and RBIs. Let's see. His hits, runs, and RBIs. Sit at the parlay piece. I wouldn't even. I'll take this all the way up to 2.5. It's a parlay piece right now. I'll take it at 1.5. All right. The time before I recommend him for that versus the other lefty, I forgot what it is, but nothing. A home run. So hey, when you're looking at Wilson Contreras, he's batting. He's 2 for 3 versus him. That was last week. 1,000 OPS versus lefties. Yeah, sign me up. All right, 1,000 OPS versus lefties. Sign me up. And then probably I'm not picking the side in that. I am not talking about sides today. I'm not talking about sides today. All right, that's my favorite bet. Taking for a hit all the way up to a home run. Next game here, we're going to look at Texas Rangers at Los Angeles Angels here. And I just, Los Angeles Angels, man, I can't back them. However, Detmer's faced this team 3 times this year. He does have some K stuff. He's gave them 5 Ks or better in all three of these games. Now I think he's got a 6 and an 8 in there too. So Detmers does have K stuff. Texas Rangers have hit lefties. So hey, it is what it is, man. Do as you will. Corey Seager will probably be my favorite bat. As always, he's just that good. Keeping it moving to San Diego Padres at San Francisco Giants here. Kyle Harrison and Seth Lugo. So I mean, no, I just can't. I mean, I don't want to. I'll tell you this here. All right. So my favorite bat here. So let's look here. Versus left-hand pitching. Versus left-hand pitching on the season here. We're gonna look at we're gonna look at the last 30 days here. And San Diego Padres, WRC plus, they number 1 in WRC plus at a whopping 175. They Hulk smashing left-hand pitching right now. All right. I don't give a fuck how you look at it. I want to say last 14 days, they killing them. 213 WRC plus, only 122 plate appearances. I'll stop right there. All right. But they killing them. They hitting lefties really, really, really good right there. And on top of that, you want to look at individual matchups. No, I ain't gonna look at individual matchups, but I will say, what's the kid's name? Oh, I forget his name. Harrison. All right. So Kyle Harrison here. He's been ass, okay. Versus lefties, yeah, he does have a pretty decent K rate sometimes, I want to say, but taking a look at some of his splits here, he gives it up to lefties right now, man. Look at that. 387 batting average, 457 on base percentage, and a whopping 742 slugging. Like, on the road. They on the road? They on the road? Yeah. No, they at home. They at home. However, look at his game log. I want to say, oh, wait. Oh, yeah. So he did face this team. So, he did social flashes, 11 Ks versus Cincinnati, but he did face this team here. And September 2nd, he started giving up bombs, right out the gate. Xander, home run. Soto, home run. Sanchez, home run. Cooper, home run. All right. I got some of these guys in my player pool. Only 2 bats, maybe 3, 2.5, 3 bats that I'm really, really looking at here. And and Kim. Okay, so I didn't add Kim. Kim is a lefty killer too if he's in the lineup. However, I'm looking at top bat's gonna have to be Soto for me, okay? From this one here. He's 1 for 3 versus him with a home run. Soto, 830 OPS versus lefties. It is what it is. Luis Campusano, all right, 1,000 OPS versus lefties. He just came out of nowhere, started slapping shit. All right. Who else? Gary Cooper. I think I had him in my player pool as well. When I mean player pool, I have a fantasy player pool over here because I do play fantasy sports. So looking at Gary Cooper here, I did put him to the side. And Gary Cooper took his ass deep last time too. I did not add him to my. Oh, yes, I did. He's 1 for 3 with a home run. He's batting a 900 OPS versus left hand pitching as well. Kyle Harrison, he is pitching. He is pitching 1100. He's giving up 1100 OPS towards lefties. All right. So the match for me is Soto with an 830 OPS versus lefties versus Kyle Harrison, who's giving up a 1200 OPS versus lefties. I like Soto in the spot. I like his hits, runs, and RBIs all the way up to a home run. Let's see what we're going to get his hits, runs, and RBIs for. A minus 160 right now. At a parlay piece, it'll be at 2.5 a little bit later on. Luis Campusano at a minus 135. Hits, runs, RBI sitting at a minus 135. Trent Grisham is in play. He's a lefty. He's got lefty splits throughout the season. And Kim, I like Kim. Hits, runs, and RBIs minus 110 right there. I really like that. And Gary Cooper, 1.5. He's already went yard versus him. Okay. So there you have that. Last but not least, we're going to look at the Houston Astros at the Seattle Mariners. Okay, so I don't have much for this one here. All right, but I will point out, like I always point out, some things here. We got George Kirby on the mound. Okay, so looking at George Kirby, I always look for a parlay piece for him. I always get a parlay piece for him, and I'll give you the percentages on this parlay piece, and it's going to be his walk prop. Okay, so his walk prop is sitting at 1.5. The over 1.5 walks is sitting at plus 170. All right, that just lets you know how good he is in the walk category. The under is sitting at minus 235. Okay, now let's look at some of his numbers. Okay. I'll take a look at his game log here. So, the walks. In 29 starts, he's only given up 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games, he's given up more than 1 walk. So he's 25 to 29. All right, 25 to 29. So This prop hits more often than not. All right. I'm talking 29. I'm talking about 25 games he's given up one walk or less in 25 of his 29 starts. All right. It's a parlay piece right now. It's a minus 239. If you're looking for a parlay piece, there we go. All right. Now, there's going to be a playoff atmosphere in this game, of course. Houston Astros, Seattle Mariners. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere here. But we always looking for an edge. You know what I'm saying? Can he go over these walk prop? Yes, he could. But we're always looking for an edge. Now, as far as the game itself, you're going to get plus money for Houston, all right? I don't back Seattle that much. That's one team I next to never back. I remember they was on an insane streak. Julio was on an insane streak. I didn't really jump on the bandwagon. I regret that, a few weeks ago when the Seattle Mariners was hot as fuck, but I just can't put a read on them. I cannot, okay? With that being said, I'm not betting this game, but you're going to get value on the Houston side, bro, with the plus money. You know what I'm saying? Javier ain't been the greatest, but it is what it is. You're still going to get plus money on the Houston Astros side. If you missed anything, you could go back and rewind this video. It's us versus the books. The mission is to profit and not deposit. You know what I'm saying? It's us versus the books. I do help videos mostly all the time. The NBA, the the MLB is winding down. So it is what it is. Tread lightly, pick your spots, get in, get out. I'm getting ready to look at some NFL. Peace out, fam. Peace.